When you hear the word introvert, what first comes to mind? Someone antisocial, unfriendly, arrogant, and not easy to approach. These are some things that people mislabel introverts when the truth is that they do not understand what an introvert is and what the word means. These things are just a few of the many things that other people do or say that introverts hate, and who can blame them? Number 10. They hate small talk. Does anyone enjoy small talk? Probably not, but introverts especially loathe it. It's not just mind-numbingly dull, like a slow-moving TV show on endless rerun, but it's also mentally draining. By definition, introverts are individuals who get easily worn out by socializing. Most of us have little desire to spend our limited people energy on gossip, our coworkers' weekend plans, or the weather. Rather than drawing people closer, small talk can build barriers between people. How? Because small talk keeps the conversation on the surface. Polite and nice shuns any vulnerability, any honesty, and any chance of creating emotional intimacy. When two people get stuck in small talk mode, they don't learn anything new about each other. And as a result, the relationship doesn't grow satisfyingly. Small talk leaves zero room for meaningful interaction. And this is absolute hell for introverts, whose brains are wired to dive deep. They crave peeking into another person's inner world and sharing their own. They want to dissect a big idea, figure out what makes these things called human beings tick, learn something new, and talk about the meaning of life. Number 9. They hate being forced to give an immediate response. Introverts value quality in communication over quantity. If someone texts them when they are in the middle of something, whether cooking dinner or brainstorming a project at work, they will wait until they have time to give that person a thoughtful response. Contrary to their seemingly taciturn natures, introverts don't like one-word answers, and they probably won't provide you with one either, as long as they are given ample time to sort out our thoughts before responding. Number 8. They hate large crowds. They do not typically enjoy spending long periods in large crowds. While they may endure it for a concert, parade, or special event, they don't look forward to being around masses of people. After a while, it can be overwhelming, and although they may not cover their ears, scream, and freak out in large crowds, they secretly wish they could. Large groups of people make them tired. All the stimulation of having so many different types from all walks of life can make them a little woozy. Some introverts are empaths, so they tend to take on the energy of others quickly. They sometimes feel like they know everyone in the room and get easily overwhelmed with a swirl of activity. Number 7. They hate the sudden change of plans. For introverts, being spontaneous is not exactly something they like doing. The majority of introverts detest sudden changes of plans. Sudden changes are not things that introverts like, not in their daily routine or any other part of their life. Introverts need time to adapt to new circumstances, and leaving their daily routine is a new one. Unique circumstances always make them feel a little uncomfortable and uneasy. They do not know what to expect, and that contradicts their introverted nature, who despises not knowing what's going to happen. Most introverts like to be, at least mentally, prepared for whatever will happen next, to a certain extent that helps them feel safe and secure. And if something unexpected happens, they often find themselves worrying about the situation they were unwantedly put in. Sometimes, in such a powerful way, it can even trigger severe anxiety and panic attacks. But generally speaking, the sudden pressure they experience when confronted with situations like that doesn't feel nice. it makes them feel very nervous and stressed out, which has a high impact on our energy level. Number 6. They don't like networking events. This is especially hard for introverts who run a business. Networking makes us feel like we have to perform. We struggle to say the right thing and listen attentively. We don't care since we don't know you. Even in business, we have to feel connected to someone on another level to get the most out of a networking event. This takes time, choosing the suitable occasion, and coming up with a plan to offer value to others while getting some for ourselves. Number 5. They hate talking on the phone. Introverts love to focus intensely on whatever they are doing. They get entirely absorbed in the task at hand. They hate phone calls because they abruptly yank them away from their thoughts. A ringing phone demands our attention now. There are also just too many unknowns when it comes to the phone. Caller ID helps, but that doesn't change the terror of that first ring when they have no idea is on the other end of the line. They also don't know how long the conversation will last. We hope it'll be as short as possible, but at the same time, we know we are clueless about how to end the call smoothly. They dread the inevitable awkward pauses and those weird moments when they both try to speak at the same time and then go silent. It's like they can never get the rhythm right when it comes to talking on the phone. For introverts, making a phone call requires mental preparation. It isn't just a random thing that they do for fun. They put it in their calendar and then procrastinate it for as long as possible. Number 4. They hate when people confuse introversion with misanthropy. When others joke that introverts do not like people, they get annoyed and even a little hurt since they take their love for people very seriously. They willingly slice themselves wide open when they like someone, exposing all the rawness and realness inside. And if the other person reveals their raw insights to introverts, they consider it an honor. Developing relationships, sharing and learning from one another is just about the essential aspect of an introvert's life. So no, they are not a misanthrope because they need alone time that has nothing to do with other people. Number 3. They hate being interrupted. Some extroverts will do anything to get introverts talking and then interrupt them mid-sentence. They might do this several times in a conversation without even realizing it. Most introverts will patiently endure these careless swats to the ego, but don't be fooled. They do notice, they do mind, and they would appreciate it if you just stopped. Introverts put a lot of thought into the few words they say, so that interruptions can be frustrating. As you chatter away, they are desperately clinging to their last thought and the hope that you will let them spit it out. Usually, their hopes are dashed as the discussion swiftly moves on to new topics. Interrupt them enough times, and they won't even bother trying to interject. They will spend the rest of the conversation nodding their heads while secretly stewing over your inability to listen. Number 2. They hate loud noises. If you're a highly sensitive introvert, you know that everyday life can sometimes be a real struggle. Little things that don't bother other people have the power to overwhelm you completely. And what may be a minor irritation for some can easily send you into a panic or reduce you to tears. Why is this the case? Because susceptible people process every little stimulus quite profoundly due to a biological difference in their nervous system. They think about things, feel deeply, and care deeply, and as a result, get overwhelmed more easily. Highly sensitive introverts notice little things that others miss. A lot of little things, especially when it comes to other people. They see when someone's tone of voice doesn't match their words. They notice when someone won't meet their eyes when answering their question, and they often find themselves launching into an agonizing overanalysis after the interaction, especially if they suspect the other person wasn't being honest or is upset with them. Number 1. They hate being put on the spot or cornered into a conversation. Introverts are experts at assuming a "don't come near me" stance when they are not up for chit-chat. There's a reason for this. So if you're picking up on their not so subtle "don't talk to me" vibes, introverts probably don't want to engage in the conversation at hand. Maybe they are already exhausted, drained from previous interactions. Well-meaning extroverts might think it's helpful to nudge them into a conversation, but this is never a good idea. If introverts want to speak, they will talk. They don't need encouragement. There are many things that other people do not know about introverts, and most of them are the things that they hate extroverts do or say to them. What are some things you have said or done to introverts that were not good or they hate? How did they react?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out there in Cyberland. If you're here for the first time, I am Damon Hodges. I am a DJ, songwriter, dancer, teach sometimes, and do a variety of things. I hope you enjoyed the video, and the reason I decided to share this video is because I was with the person who was very introverted, and I wish I have known what I know now when I was in a relationship. So I decided to share my story with you, and maybe not everything in full detail. We'll keep it on the topic of the tips on how to be with the introverted person, and then maybe the next video I will go maybe into some details, but it takes time for me to put everything together because it's a very delicate situation, and I would like to be precise and do it in a very nice and educational way. And yeah, by the way, if you guys like content, if you're looking for YouTubers who will talk about interesting things that you can actually learn something from, then feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, because you will definitely find this here on this page. I do have other pages that do have to do more with entertainment and stuff, but this page here is definitely just for insightful information. So yes, back to the topic. I would like to share a little bit of my experience of being with the introverted person, and I really, from the bottom of my heart, wish I understood these things from beginning. A lot of the things I watched in the video is true. Not everything, but 8 things from the 10 were very direct, on point. And I want to pass this information over to you guys, because maybe you are with someone and you might need some. The more knowledge you have on your partner, the better it'll be. I don't want you to make the same mistake I made. Yeah, it really makes sense. So watch it again and again and understand a lot of these points, because it could save your relationship, it could save your love, it could break or make, so yes. But this is probably the hardest video I ever made, because I'm in a situation and it's not so good. It's like very painful and emotional, and it's like I just feel like a rib has been ripped out, of my body, my soul. It's just like I feel very drained, and I'm trying to be strong about it. So I guess to share this information with you guys, maybe someone else is out there in the same situation, because there are a lot of people suffering these days. There's a lot of things happening in the world, and a lot of emotions are flowing, and sometimes the vibe and energy is just off. And let's get back to my story of being with the introverted person. Now, I appreciate this person, even though we have just recently, still fresh, the paint is still fresh. I'm not really sure what's going on, because from one day to the next, the person was just gone, you know. And I do believe now, thinking about the situations and looking back, when there's a lot of things, surprises coming up, you know, it could just totally throw a person off. You know, they start to be nervous, and they start to panic, and they just feel like it's too much for them to handle. And the first thing they do is they want to run. They want to go. You know, they don't want to even talk, or it's just they need their space. So this is something I'm learning to deal with, even though it's like super hard, and it's something that, especially if you're living together, it's like really hard, because you're walking around, you're seeing things, you're reminiscing on everything, and you're wondering what you did wrong. And a lot of times it could be you didn't do anything wrong. Our relationship was very good. We hardly ever fought about things. At the beginning, we had some issues, the coming together, but the second time around, everything just went really smoothly. And we hardly fought about anything, and just from one day to the next, the person was gone, and it was right after our 1-year anniversary. So it just hurts a lot, and I just feel like I need to figure out what happened, what went wrong, but it's very difficult if the other partner is not talking to you, and they just kind of closed up in the shell, and just don't want nothing to do with you at the moment. But man, it's really difficult, because the day before, everything was fine. We went to the beach. We were I was watching her cook and prepare the meal, and just kind of thanking her for all the energy she put into this relationship. And I always say thank you, and I always say, how sometimes you get comfortable around a partner and you don't say thank you no more. You don't say, hey, I appreciate you. You mean so much to me. You don't really express this. This is something we weren't lacking. We had all of these elements. I learned this from before, and I tried to implement this into my relationship. But apparently I didn't do something correct for a person to just from one day to the next, in your arms one day, and then the next day just gone. And when I'm thinking back to all the things that we did the day before she left, I'm like, how could you be this way? How could you, do this? But no matter what the reason is, she has her reasons, and it's up to me to just get the space and just wait for her to contact me, even if she don't contact me. But how does life go on after, being in such a relationship? You're so close, and you're it was more of a spiritual relationship than anything else. Have you ever been with someone that when you start to talk, they're saying the same thing at the exact same time? We were really so connected, like best friends, so connected. And this is at least what I thought, but for a person to just up and leave, I had to go back and rethink some things and evaluate myself and my actions and up to that point and see what happened. And we did have a little small disagreement a couple days before the anniversary, but I thought it was smooth over, but apparently not. And if a person is introverted, they're not talking so much. They just let everything eat them up inside, and they need to talk when they need to talk, and they need to disappear and have their space. And I understand all of this now, even stronger than before. So it is a situation that is ongoing, and the paint is still fresh. It's a situation where I'm just thinking okay, how do I go on? Because we moved to a country together. she had her idea. Maybe we will share this on a more detailed video. The next one I'll probably make more details about it, because I am working on something. I just want to stay on the topic of how to be with the introvert person and the things I learned from it. These tips are really real, and not only for introverted people. The tips are good just to take into your knowledge, that you understand what kind of people you're talking to, and you try to understand the person that's next to you. And I do feel it's very important to get to know the person every day. Like, when they wake up, they don't go to bed the same person. And it's really difficult when you're with the introverted person, because they don't talk so much, and you really are like trying to figure out what's going on. And a lot of times you won't even know what's going on before they're just gone, or it's the worst feeling. It's just the worst feeling, and you don't know how to go on, especially when you love this person, you love them so much. It's like, it's so difficult to get on with that, but you have to like suck it up somehow, because life goes on. And the situation I was in at the time, I think it was too much for her to handle. It was just one thing after the next, just boom, 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 boom. And as you see in this video, surprises are not welcome, especially to a person with an organized mind, very professional. And I love this about her. I learned a lot too, and I think the more I think about everything, it will just help evolve me into a stronger person, because a lot of times men have egos, and they feel that they're better than their partner. They feel I'm the man and this and this, but I'm not this type of person, especially now. And I really want to integrate what I learned into my person, because it will only make me stronger. And my next steps are very important, because we got hit from left and right, and at the end we just kind of lost everything. We literally lost everything, and it's just really hard. And I know, even though I don't hear from her, I don't know if she's okay or not, I know that she's probably suffering just as much as I am, and I know it's probably hard for her too. And I just I don't know if she's watching this, but I hope she's watching this, and I hope that she's like dealing with it, and understand that I'm dealing with it, and I'm willing to fix everything that I should have maybe done. But sometimes nature just put all these blocks in a way, and it's something spiritual going on, and what we want to do, it just doesn't happen as fast as we want it to happen. And then in these times, we have to communicate more, talk more, be more understanding, and not just let it go, because the most important thing is love. You can have money problems, you can have problems with work, you can have problems with everything that's happening around, but you just have to talk and communicate with your partner, because if they love you, they're willing to do this and to change this. So it's very difficult to go on after this, and to be in a home where you were together, and seeing everything is hard to eat and drink. But you guys, I know somebody else is out there going through the same thing. You're not by yourself. Just really try to understand what happened. Sorry. Understand what happened and evaluate yourself, because in the end, you're only with yourself. You can't be inside of your partner. You can't do anything more. You're just with yourself. Try to take that in and to learn from it. That's all we can do, and to move forward. And I guess the way I'm going to channel this energy, this pain, and this hurt is through music, because that's all I have, and I will let it out through my music and express myself, and at the same time learning how to be alone again. And it's so damn difficult, and I know it's not easy for many people out there, but I mean, some people love to see you fail. You know, some people love to see you down and out. But believe me, what goes around comes around, and everybody will be in this situation at one point of their life. And you just have to be strong and move forward. So I hope that I take this energy and turn it into something positive, because the people who know me know I'm a really positive person. And the weirdest thing happened, like after she left, you know, 1 year anniversary, she left. It was just like weird. We knew nature was trying to move in a way. It was just different energy and vibe, even about this place where we are. It's just a different vibe here. We felt something was not right, you know, but I was willing to work it out and fight it out, because I knew that something good was coming on. But the same day she left, it's so weird. I met with a friend because I had an appointment to meet with him, and he's another producer. And you know, the first thing he asked is like, "How you doing after your operation? Everything's okay? And did you find work? Are you evolving here good?" Because my plan initially was to go to Spain and Portugal, where I had things set up, but nature had me come here. And I had this situation with my back that I didn't know what it was. Thank God it's nothing deadly. It's just something small, but the most painful thing ever. I will go more into detail on the next video about that. But yeah, we got hit from all these sides. And understanding now what an introverted person is and what their needs are, I understood it was too much. It was an overload. And once that overload happened, it was just an explosion. So now I'm going to use this time to get myself together and get my thoughts together, get my finances together. I'm going to go take care of a lot of things and just build myself up and try to just put more music out there and just put this energy out there. Because one thing I'm very good at is expressing myself in these ways, these creative ways. So this is how I have to keep going and keep busy, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned and I will be able to present this to you guys. But I just want to let you guys know, if you are with someone and you love them, it doesn't matter if they're introverted, if they're not, you know, if they're difficult or not, whatever. If you love this person, please, like, take care of them. Read, educate yourself on how it is, talk to this person. And it could be that you guys talk about everything, but at one moment, poof, it's just gone, and you're sitting there like, what happened? It can happen to anybody. So just don't take for granted the people that you have in your life. Don't take for granted the people around you. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Just be stronger from it. Keep moving forward. Stay positive no matter what. Because I was always the positive one in it. I knew that the hard times were not going to stay around for a long time. And it's weird, the same day that she left, all these things start happening. I was like, okay, I contacted the person where my house is, and I got a call from a friend that I was going to meet with. He confirmed everything was good, and all this other good news started coming. I'm just like, she just missed this. You know, she needed to hear one sign of something good happening, because everything we was trying to do was just burning up left and right. And I was here for a huge festival, and then it just didn't happen. Nature said no. And I think this was a big test for us. And believe me, if you're in a relationship, you will have tests. You will be tested. Your limits, from, I don't know, flirting situations to a life test, you will be tested, and you have to know how to deal with it. You just can't run away without, you know, addressing the elephant in the room. And I understand that, and I know what I need to do to make myself better. And I just want to guys share my a little small part, and I promise you in the next video I will go more into details and, you know, give you guys a tour and just let you know more about it, and can talk more in detail about it. But yeah, Introverted people, normal people, special people, complicated people. We all are people. We all have needs. We all have wants, and we all need love and understanding. And no matter what is going on, I will love this person like for my whole life. I know the quality that's in this person, and it will only make me a better person. If I'm alone, or if